Happy holidays, Michelle.
Happy holidays to you too, Emily.
Here
what a day.
I know.
What a
I
day.
know.
What a
I love
wonderful
this time of year.
I know you do. I know. I was teasing you the other day about all of your Hallmark Christmas movies and things that you've been, taking advantage of.
Indulging in. And, for me, I'm always so late in bringing the Christmas spirit into my home.
Really?
I got a slow start this year. I'm still unpacking, and then I was sick for a little while, but then I finally let loose, and it was like a Christmas explosion all around my home.
How many trees do you have?
4 trees.
Oh my gosh.
4 trees. And, my deal is that I like to get everything up, and then I like to kind of keep it up forever. So
do you wait until like Valentine's Day to take it all down then?
It has been known to last longer than that. I'm not sure how long it'll last this year. Everything was up late, and it takes so much
it's late
work.
for you because it's this is still like early-ish December.
Yeah,
not even mid-December yet.
It will be like just the weekend before that things will really be complete in my home.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, with all the work and everything that goes into it, like I really want to appreciate and enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
And, your home looks so warm and lovely with all of the lights that...
Right. And the greenery and the tree. And
Right. And I don't know, you remember last year, of course, we did this crazy picnic in the park. And
we did.
When was that?
It was
February? February?
It was cold. I think it was still January.
Maybe January, yeah.
It was after Lizzie. No, Lizzie was. It was after the Penzance. It was. It was
okay. So probably late January,
early February, like right there. Yeah.
So
Art
and I had my
bloom.
Christmas. Remember, I had my Christmas decorations up at that time because you guys came over
Yes,
in
you
my
did.
house.
You still had them up.
Yeah.
And it was past any Orthodox religious holiday
Right.
where you could say, "Well, I'm following this calendar."
I just shine them bright as long as I want to,
Yeah.
And every time I see someone else is still shining them bright late into the new year, I usually celebrate it. I'm like, yes, see, I'm not the only
some people
one.
keep their tree up all the time and just change it out from like a Christmas tree to a Mardi Gras tree to a St. Patrick's Day tree to an Easter tree to 4th of July tree to a Labor Day tree.
That's too much. That's too much for me.
To a Halloween
it's
tree.
too much work.
What have I missed? I'm sure there's a birthday tree in there somewhere.
Thanksgiving.
A Thanksgiving tree.
Right. Yeah.
No, I have one big tree and one little tree. And
no, I saw your big tree. I have not seen the little tree.
well, the little tree's back in the music room, and it sits on top of the beverage refrigerator.
So does this go beyond a wine refrigerator?
Yes, it's more of like all of the the beer and the.
It's your bar.
It's kind of my bar. I mean, I do have some Lambrusco and bottles of that in there.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, I know because it's just for it works fantastic for things that are in cans. So as a beverage refrigerator, because it's just like a dorm-size fridge.
I see. Okay.
It's a dorm-size fridge. Although we did have to use it as our refrigerator when our old refrigerator went out, and that's a whole nother podcast and story. And thankfully, I have a refrigerator working, a large refrigerator working fine on the main level. But this little dorm fridge is great for cans, beer, cider.
So have you gotten any of those like champagnes in can or any of the other? Have you tried any of those?
I was at a local bar here in town after improv one night, and they had the red wine in a can, and it ended up being about two glasses worth.
Oh,
so I thought the price was fine, and it tasted okay, But I'm such a traditionalist. I mean, it has to come out of the bottle and go straight into my red Solo cup for me
I was
really.
just gonna say it's got to go from metal to plastic.
Or glass to plastic. It doesn't need to completely bypass that whole, metal. Except I saw at the wine merchant they had some wine in a can or like some.
Oh yeah, they do. Yeah,
right there by the checkout. But by the time I get the checkout, I'm already adding everything up in my brain. I'm like, there's no way I can afford yet another thing right now.
Right. Something that you don't necessarily know about.
Yeah.
So my thing that I'm like coveting right now at the wine merchant that
if our listeners are paying attention and taking
and
notes,
still want to like get us a little present for they have these amazing stemware. Me and my stemware addiction.
Right.
they're outrageously expensive. However, they do not break. Like
Are they plastic?
No, they're some kind of
Polymer
glass
thing?
crystal thing, and one of the people that works there, he was like, let me show you. And he's like banging it against the wall. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe it. But you hold this glass and it feels so delicate and refined. It's amazing.
Wow.
And they have, the glass for every type of wine. They've got the Burgundy glass, the Chardonnay glass, the Rhone glass, all of them. And they're beautiful.
I didn't realize that there were so many different glasses for every different wine. I have so much to learn. She is so disappointed with me.
Yeah.
I mean, I was just like, I either have the red solo cup or sometimes I do the blue solo cup. And then when I really like my wine, I take that plastic glass from the Lake of the Ozarks bar and I drink out of that.
I wanted to get us some. I was at Home Goods and I saw these awesome, the Riddell glasses, they had the rosé ones and, we like our rosé.
We do like our rosé.
So I was very excited because they had a clearance sticker on them and I think they were maybe originally marked $30 and I think the clearance sticker had them for like $8. And I was like, I'm getting this.
So what happened?
Well,
I mean, because I don't see them sitting here.
I was honest. That's what happened. Because I noticed that the clearance sticker said something weird.
And it wasn't actually.
Right.
So someone was trying to switch tags on it.
So when I was checking out at the counter, I was just like, is this right? I was just being like, because I would have.
Conscience got to her again.
I know. And they're like, oh, nope, that's not right. It's $30. I'm like, oh.
I don't love Michelle that much, so I'm going to go ahead and leave these here. And she's totally fine in her plastic cup, so I didn't need to spend money.
The truth of it is that I thought, you know what? I'd rather invest that $30 into a really fabulous bottle of sparkling that you and I could share on today's podcast.
This is a $30 bottle of sparkling?
Depends on where you buy it.
Okay, because now I will really drink it much slower than I was earlier.
My coughing. Yeah, it's I've found it at a couple of places in town. At the high end, I've seen it for 32. I've also seen it down to in that 25 range.
Okay, so the name of it is?
This is, by the way, just absolutely scrumptious. It is Atmosphere by Jo Landron. This is a French méthode traditionnelle. It's a true champagne style, but it's not from Champagne, so they can't call it champagne. It's actually from the Loire Valley, which is really atypical. And there's a few other things that are atypical about this. It's made with the grape that it is Follet Blanche. It's 80% Follet Blanche, 20% Pinot Noir. It's kind of unusual, but I'll tell you what.
It is very good. And right now, Emily had poured us both like the equal amounts into our glass so that we could have, be ready. And I've already drank half of my glass. And she said,
savoring.
Michelle, we're going to share this equally. So I'm not going to pour you more until I finish what I have in my glass. And then she's moved the bottle all the way to the end of the table, closer to the YouTube channel camera, so that it would be absolutely crazy for me to crawl across the table and get it. Emily is resourceful when it comes to protecting her wine, her sparkling.
Well, I will tell you, I actually bought this bottle for Thanksgiving. And as you know, I was sick on Thanksgiving, so I didn't get to enjoy it.
Oh, this bottle right here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, you know what? This is a special occasion.
It was already there, and you knew. This is your backup plan. You had originally planned to drink it yourself, but then you're like, okay.
I had planned to enjoy it for Thanksgiving and then pick up another bottle for us for our holiday
special. So you
special.
saved money by being sick.
Yes, thank goodness.
I mean, we can always look on the bright side, and now I can drink this bottle and
now I can share it with you.
Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic.
So I had this at a wine tasting for the first time, and I was so enticed by it. I was like, I had that first sip, and I was like, ooh, that's interesting. And then I had the second sip, and I was like, oh, wow, that's even more interesting than I thought. And then I was like, I had another sip, and I was like, I need just a whole bottle of this. And it's one of those glasses that are one of these bottles that every sip I took, the more interesting it gets. And I love how this is just, it's bone dry. It's got these tiny, tiny little bubbles that dance around on your tongue, lots of minerality. I find that I'm getting flavors of pear, some lime, white flowers. I a little almond. I think this is spectacular. What do you think?
Oh, I think it's spectacular as well. I mean, I've drank a lot of it already. You know, what I like about this, and you say it's bone dry, but I don't. It doesn't taste bone dry to me because it doesn't make me pucker my lips. You know,
No, it doesn't.
It's not tart at all.
No, it's not tart. No,
at all. It's a beautiful, easy to drink bottle. It is one of those.
Little lemon zest on that.
Little zest. I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is
Delicious.
It's a party in my mouth.
It definitely is
It's
a party in your mouth.
My mouth. I
Yes.
know. It's a party in my mouth that you would hope to translate to be a party someplace else later. You know, if you, again, drinking it with somebody that you'd like to party with.
That's right. So these are party panties.
Yeah, definitely. Party panties. They're usually temporary. So your best pair of party panties that will look good and serve its purpose. But yeah, this is a wonderful, wonderful bottle of sparkling. Bubbles, right? We would just call it sparkling.
We'll just call it bubbles. Yeah, you could call it Methode Traditionnelle, Methode Champenois, sparkling, whatever. Bubbles.
I would highly recommend you to go out there, find this bottle. I would drink it for New Year's. I would drink it at Christmas time.
Yeah.
I mean, especially if you're not going to have to worry about, providing champagne for the masses.
This one's for you.
But this one's definitely for you.
Yeah.
And it's, like in front of a fire.
Oh my gosh.
This would be wonderful.
Yeah.
And
In a bathtub? I mean,
well,
don't you just want to have a bubble bath and have this in hand? And
okay,
yes,
that in an ideal world, but I can never keep the bubbles bubbly enough, and I get depressed because it's like, really, So no, then
that's kind of amazing. How do they do that?
It's all television. It's Hollywood people that make that happen. But when I try to do it, no, I don't get the frothy bubbles. Then for me to sit there and drink my wine, it gets like I started looking around at my toenails that need to be done. It's like, okay, fine, this is depressing. I can't drink anymore.
Oh my!
I'll stay in my bathtub and be all depressed. But it's a good idea. More apt would be in front of the fire.
Okay.
With
That's
your
fair enough.
crackling fire and your champagne traditional.
That sounds great.
Doesn't it sound wonderful?
Yeah.
A little music in the background.
Yeah.
Or a podcast playing in the background.
Right.
For our friends that are listening and don't know what to listen to over the holidays while they're drinking the champagne.
What is some of your favorite holiday music? What do you like to listen to?
Well, I have to say that my traditional favorite Christmas holiday song that would always touch me right here. Well, actually, all of them touch me right here that I'm going to talk about is Little Drummer Boy.
Really?
I love Little Drummer Boy.
What is it about that you love so much?
I think it's a story.
Okay.
I think it's probably the flashbacks to the Little Drummer Boy cartoon animated series on television,
Yeah.
or the animated special. But I love that about Little Drummer Boy. And then fast forward to being a teenager, and even today, and I'm almost nearly 50, when Band-Aid, Do They Know It's Christmas? That came out in 1984.
Oh, that is a nice one.
Do They Know It's Christmas Time at All?
Yeah.
That just touches my heart, and I can see all the artists from my high school time. They're up there and they're singing, and I, it's a snapshot and a wonderful capture of what it felt like for me to be in high school at that time.
Yeah.
So I play that very loud in the car when it comes on.
Oh, that's great.
What about you?
So there's a few albums that I really love. I always love the Nutcracker, Tchaikovsky's Nutcracker. It's one of those you hear it more during this season, but it's something that you can listen to all time of year, and it kind of brings that warmth back to you. So I love it. And being someone who plays the cello, there's some really great glory moments for the cello in that piece. So I like that piece quite a bit. I love the Carpenters' Christmas.
Really?
That album. Oh my gosh. And don't you just love Karen Carpenter's voice?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It is just, her voice is so magical. That's always been if I could sing, I wish I could sing like her voice,
Yeah.
I love it. And then I like the Harry Connick Jr. He's got some great holiday albums. So those are some that are just
So do you listen to the Christmas station in the car all the time now too?
I do. Well, I do. And then, of course, much like how I leave my trees up all year, or not all year, but,
Well,
way past the season.
Longer than other people do.
I do the same with the music. It lives as long as the trees do. So
interesting. Now, do you have a live tree, or are they all artificial?
So I have four different trees, and they're all very different. So I have a live tree.
Okay.
And that one's very much more like your traditional, what you would expect the Tannenbaum to look like. And then I have a white flocked, perfect, beautiful tree. And then I have the mid-century, aluminum tree with the wheel and all of that. And then I have a kind of a crafty looking, tall, narrow tree. So,
Okay.
yeah. So I have different experiences.
Mine are both artificial. Because I'm not going to go out there and I could be quite Grinchy.
Oh,
I'm not going to
go. It's a good thing you have kids.
Well, right, yeah. And I was looking at my tree the other day because, we put it up because that's what you do after Thanksgiving in my family. It's like, let's just put the tree up. And all of my ornaments, I have ornaments on there that my older brother and I, we made. And
that's
where
so
where we
sweet.
painted them. I remember we were living in South Carolina. My parents didn't have a whole lot of money. And I remember sitting around the round table in the kitchen, and we were making our ornaments for our Christmas tree, And so I still have those wooden ornaments. And then I have other ornaments that the kids have made that are on the tree. And so my tree is still very much a tree designed for children and like the magic of Christmas for the children. I haven't evolved to having a decorator style tree, I mean, I did throw a few feathers on there this year. I don't know when I'll transition to that, where, the tree is now.
Maybe you don't have to. I mean, that tree holds memories.
All kinds of memories. I even have an ornament on there from when a friend gave it to me when I was pregnant with William. I was like, really? And it's a pregnant lady on the tree. I'm like, well, I mean, I'm not pregnant. I might look like it, but I'm not. But I still, it's like, I'm not going to not put that up anymore. It's just like that. That's kind of how it is.
I love it. It holds memories. That's very. So speaking of holiday memories, what are some of your favorite memories, thinking about your life and the season? And it could be as a child, or it could be, as a parent, or it could be just, do you have any particular memories that stand out?
Well, Emily, I moved around a lot, so I could say, I could tell you a memory from every location that we lived, whether or not it was entirely special or not. Living in Hawaii, it was not cold, so learning to have Christmas, the Hawaiian style was fun. And
what's that like?
Well, everybody's in shorts, and there's they have the Christmas luau that some people would have. We'd have our tree up. Santa would still be able to find us in Hawaii.
Well, he's international,
And we would have family visit during that time. I remember my cousins came one year, so that was a crazy fun time going to the beach with them over Christmas. And then my grandmother stayed with us a couple years while we were in Hawaii. So that was always like a special time because we always had family that were visiting at that point, because Hawaii is pretty far away from the mainland. And then,
have you been back as an adult?
No, I haven't, but I'm hoping to. A friend of ours is going to be moving to Seattle, and I was like, well, Hawaii is pretty close to Seattle, so
maybe we should do a podcast there.
For some reason, I feel like if I buy a ticket from Seattle to Hawaii, which will be cheaper, I won't even think about what it costs from St. Louis to Seattle. That's like a whole separate transaction, so I won't combine the two. So hopefully I'll get to go back. It's been since 1980.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've never been. I'd love to go.
Okay.
So let's put it out there in the universe that let's maybe find a way to do a podcast there.
We can do a podcast from wherever,
Yeah.
So that's, I have, my memories of Christmas is being with family, because especially since we moved around a lot, we weren't with family all the time.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, Sunday dinner at grandma's house or whatever. So Christmas, if we could, we would be with cousins or my grandmother. And then one Christmas, and I know that if my siblings are listening to this, we were living in California, and I think it was 1985. And we drove from California, my whole family. We piled all 6 of us and our dog into a Grand Marquis. So that's like think about like the big boats that had like 3 people go sit in the front, 3 people in the back, and the dog. And we drove nonstop from California to Arkansas, and our cousins were coming up from Mobile, Alabama, and we hadn't seen them in several years. And it was just one of like the most exciting, fun times. We had the Christmas Day football game, and it was just wonderful to be all together with family. My grandmother lived in Arkansas, and we loved our trip to Arkansas as a family. In the car. On the way home, when we still had to drive nonstop to California, we were not as pleasant with each other.
Right, of course.
It was more
the fun was done.
Yeah, it was like I was so happy when I saw Interstate 15 because I knew we weren't far from getting home, because it was like, people are sleeping on you now and you don't want them to touch you, and it was all done. So, but yeah, that was one of my favorite memories.
Memory.
Yeah. What about you?
So, interestingly enough, one of my favorite memories actually comes out of a difficult time when I was, a teenager. I'd say somewhere like 15, 16, something like that. My parents were going through a divorce, and that had started during the holiday season. So, and it was also something that was a bit of a surprise. Like I actually had a perfect childhood. It was not at all clear to me that there was an issue within my family.
Kept it from you.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I thought it was perfect, and so to learn that the family was going to be, separating everything was very, very challenging. And I remember just the deep sadness that was, all around. It's very hard. And my dad, so I remember coming home, and my dad and I always used to do certain things together during the holidays. We would put lights on this big evergreen tree that was out in our yard together, and it was always this very special moment, and it was something that we did every year. And none of this had happened yet because he was just sad. He was not really ready to celebrate yet. And I had gone off. I had a babysitting job, as we talked about before. And I was talking to Dad, and I was like, Dad, when are we going to do this? When are we going to get a tree? Christmas was right around the corner. I'm like, when are we going to get a tree? When are we going to get the lights up? When are we, And he was just like, I don't think we're going to do it this year.
Wow.
And I was devastated, and I called him a Grinch.
Did you?
I did, because that's exactly what he needed. He needed to be insulted yet one more time, right? But I left. I went and did my babysitting. I came home, and the house was fully lit up. Like he had made our house look like a gingerbread house with lights. Something had transpired.
You had triggered something.
And he completely transformed my house in that time, or our house in that time. And that is just one of those memories to me that just it took this moment of sadness and we found this great amount of joy in it.
Yeah.
And one of those pivotal memories for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's nice. That's nice that he did that. It'd be interesting to talk to him and see if his memory of that Christmas is the same. Well, my daughter called me a Grinch, and I realized that I was acting like an ass, and I needed to make it special for her as well.
We have talked about it
as
adults. Yeah. And he has recognized that. He did acknowledge that was, that he had been kind of caught up in his sadness and realizing that life was more, there's more people in his life to be considering. And it shook things up. And, after that, things really shifted and changed. And so, it brought light into his heart in other ways too, which is really amazing.
Yeah. So. I know that one of the Christmases recently, which is, I guess, it's not crazy, but earlier this week I was experiencing, we had some wonderful snowfall and like the big flakes. And I was just like, wow, I feel so joyful today. Like just like over, a lot of joy was in my heart. And I'm like, why is there so much freaking joy in my heart? I don't know why, it's like, is everything going to fall apart tomorrow because I'm feeling really joyful today? And I just started to compare like how I'm just so happy with things that then I see joy around me and I want to participate in joy more. And I compare to like 5 years ago when I was going through chemotherapy. And I remember that Christmas not having any energy. And I was like, I told my kids, I go, if you guys want the tree up, you're going to have to do it yourselves this year. Because I had no desire. All I wanted to do was lay on the couch and watch TV. And so we didn't have a tree that year because obviously my children didn't put the tree up either. Whatever. We didn't have a tree, but it still was a pretty special Christmas anyway. My daughter was home, and it was my ex-husband's year or whatever for Christmas. So the boys were at my ex's house, and so my daughter and I woke up together on Christmas Day, and we went down to the basement. And one of the traditions that we have in my house with my kids is we watch the Vicar of Dibley. And the Vicar of Dibley Christmas specials. Oh my God, girl, you have got to
Oh my gosh, the Vicar
of Dibley. It's old Vicar of Dibley. It's Dawn French, and she's a female vicar. And I mean, there's like 6 years, but there's Christmas specials. So we watch all of the Christmas specials, which are very, very funny. And Megan and I laid on the couch and we ate. Somebody had dropped off a couple tins of Christmas cookies, and we sat on the couch. We watched Vicar of Dibley and ate all the Christmas cookies.
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
Just the two of us and our dogs.
Nice time.
It was just lovely. Yeah. So we'll watch Vicar of Dibley again this year. We always do. So that's one of our things.
Tradition that's come.
That's our tradition that we definitely love. So but I mean, I just like to compare, where I was and how I am today and how I'm feeling, and I don't have any complaints.
Yeah.
Does
that scare you a little bit?
It does. It does a little bit. You know? I mean, I could find something to complain. I mean, I could really look for it and say, oh, I wish I had this.
Yeah, but why?
But there's nothing. Yeah. There's nothing that's like eating at me that says, oh, this is bad or whatever.
Celebrate the good.
There's so much, and it's okay. Let's just. I welcome the joy, and then I want to send it back out.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
I think it makes perfect sense. It's part of what we're doing here.
But I do know what we need to do more of.
We need more bubble joy.
Yeah. So let's take a quick break so Emily can get us some more and even it out because because it's got to be equal parity here, on the bubbles, the Champagne Traditionnel or whatever.
Yeah, that's right. All right, we're going to refresh and we'll be right back. Excuse me. Oh.
Perfect. Look at that pour.
Isn't that pretty?
Sam's needing some too. Isn't this good, Sam?
It is really good.
I'm not doing as good of a pour on my glass here. Yes, well, it's dressed for the holidays.
You'll be proud of me. I did go and buy some champagne flutes. So I now have
You
champagne flutes in the
did.
house. Yeah.
Fabulous.
Went to IKEA, and like a 4-pack for $4. It's really good. And then I found this beautiful. I guess they're little. I guess they might be little champagne ones. Like the little short ones. Like remember little. Yeah. At
Okay, we need some for our break. The next break.
At Williams Sonoma. And they were on the clearance.
Yeah.
And I was like, they didn't have a tag on it. I'm like, how much is this? And I was like, no. They were on clearance for $11 a piece. And I was like, well.
The $11 a piece for a glass at IKEA?
Williams Sonoma.
Oh, Williams Sonoma. Okay. I'm like, Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't think I would have done that
pretty.
one.
They were pretty, but I was like,
Okay.
I don't want to pay $11 a glass.
That's still a lot.
Even on clearance.
And tell you what,
11
Home Goods
for the pair?
Home Goods is the place to go for that stuff.
Okay.
I'm telling you, it's great.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's my go-to place for somewhere. It's Tuesday morning is also pretty good. But
Oh my God.
since I know it's astoundingly good. It just gets more and more delicious as you drink it too.
Not to minimize this champagne at all. But have you ever had that soda where no matter, like if you drink it one time, it tastes like a root beer, and then the next time you drink it, it's like grape flavor. The next time you drink it,
you
something
get
else.
something different out of each sip.
Yeah, that's what this is like. This is like the grown-up version of that.
I know. Yeah, you know what that soda is that you're talking about? For us, it was when we went to the roller rink and we would do what it was called the suicides.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah. No, like, but seriously, there is a soda, and you can get it at Steve's Hot Dogs.
Yeah.
And on the hills, or where we would get it, and it's like a can or whatever, or a bottle, and every sip is a different flavor, and you have no. I mean, it's crazy. Yeah, definitely.
Hey,
Get that along with your macaroni dog.
Do you want to join our conversation? I'd love to hear what your favorite holiday memory is.
I have to think of one first, but sure.
Okay.
That sounded so depressing. Great holidays. I'm just not good at memory.
Oh, okay.
That's fine. That's fine. We have not depressing. Just
It sounded like I've
touching.
never had fun at the holidays.
Well, I think we should also talk about favorite gifts. You brought that up, that we could explore that.
Favorite gifts, favorite presents.
Gifts. Yeah.
Well, let's also talk about our fantastic. Oh no, let's talk about let's talk about some milestones here with the podcast.
Yeah.
And and then I'll play the
great.
this thing here in my hand.
Okay.
Whatever this thing here, the message.
So do we want to have Sam come on to share his story on the third round? Perfect.
third.
Okay, so you've got time to think about it.
Okay.
All right. So we'll do milestones now, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'll set you up.
You look fabulous. Look at this. I got a little angel that's coming into place here. There we go.
Snow angel
I know.
with the wine glass.
Right.
We're ready. Okay, well, we're back. We're still holiday episode. We're drinking some Atmospheres wine here. And Emily, I know I sent you a link earlier this week, and because I was blown away with the fact that we have exceeded 1,000 listens on our podcast since we started in October. Not 1,000 listeners, but all of our stuff has been listened to over 1,000 times, and I was blown away.
Great milestone.
It was pretty cool to see it go from, I think it was like at 990 for, a few days, not even a few days, but it felt like it, and I was checking the stats, and then I was like, oh, look, it's kind of like when your car rolls over to 100,000 and you're like, oh, there it is. And you want to stop and take a picture of it. And it was the same thing with the, with us reaching that. And then we have another really cool thing that has happened with our podcast, and that is we actually have a voicemail message, and I'm going to play it here for our listeners too, and then I'm going to ask you a few questions.
Oh, sure,
from it,
yeah.
okay?
Let's talk about it.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, here it goes.
Hey, Michelle and Emily. Emily, this is your friend Rebecca.
Oh,
hey,
Rebecca.
I just wanted to give you guys a call and say you guys are doing an awesome, I should say girls, not guys. You ladies are doing an amazing job. I love your podcast. I look forward to listening to it every week. I just finished Julia's episode and her openness about her situation. I don't know her, but I'm so happy that she's here for her family and those babies. I would say some of my favorites have been Julia and Sarah last week with the ethno drama was amazing. Actually, I'll say this loosely, instilling a stirring to help, to understand more. It's so amazing. I don't know that they'll actually act upon that, but she certainly did stir that in me. Dana Powell was absolutely hilarious. And my favorite, I think, was Dr. Becky. Just the information that we don't receive as women was so eye-opening. And who knew if you don't use it, you lose it.
Totally understand.
I think that the openness that you guys offer on your podcast and starting those conversations definitely makes me feel more comfortable. I think, Emily, I've told you before, you've always been one to, help me overcome my inhibitions about many things. And your show is doing just that as well. So my husband is benefiting. And as a mom, it makes me feel better about my 9-year-old son teasing my husband to say vagina. Funny story, quick. One day we were sitting around the table. We might have a little potty talk, and my 9-year-old was saying vagina, vagina, vagina. And we were all blushing, of course. And he's like, Dad, just say it. Say it, Dad. And of course, Dad had the giggles. And finally, he's like, I'm vagina. So even as adults, we have a hard time, but sometimes those kids, they help loosen you up about it, I guess. I don't know. We try to be open about things. So anyway, I have a million things that I could talk about. I always find myself wanting to interject into the conversations, except it's a podcast, so I end up just talking to myself. Sorry for the long-winded voicemail. You guys are great. Keep it up. I love it. One of these days I'll go out and buy the wines that you talk about. And I'm cheering you on from Georgia. Take care, girls.
Oh, my gosh.
All right.
Wasn't that tremendous?
Yeah,
oh,
when,
I just
when I got the
hearing your
notification
voice.
that we had the voicemail, I was like, oh my God. And I listened to it and I was really touched. But then, she introduced herself as Rebecca as a friend of yours. So
right.
What's the deal there?
So Rebecca, her name is Rebecca, but she's goes by Becky.
Okay.
And I just always called her Rebecca, we have known each other for, oh my goodness, over 20 years now. We met while we worked together at Muzak.
Wow.
Many years ago.
Okay.
And we were just instant friends. We were both in very similar stages of our life. We were both just getting married, and just very similar in spirit. And she is just one of these just people that's just full of natural joy and delight, and just someone who is absolutely like intoxicating to be around.
Nice.
And in fact, we kind of, once we started talking, because we're both grew up and from the Peoria area, realized that our paths had crossed many times as kids, and we just, became great friends. And in fact, when we had both gotten married around the same time, and we ended up being each other's kind of unannounced maid of honors, because our weddings were all in motion, but we by the time both of our weddings had come around, we loved each other so much that we both became instrumental in each other's weddings, and so she's just a marvelous somebody I hold very dear in my heart.
Well, it was wonderful for her to call into the comment line. I mean, we recognize that our friends are listening to the show, but I think that was great that she called in and what she had to say. And I mean, to comment on Julia and Sarah and then Dr. Lynn. I mean, it's just fantastic.
I've known her for a long time. I haven't had the opportunity to see her in many, many years. In fact, I do not think that I've seen her since she was pregnant with her first child.
Wow.
And she's had 3. So,
wow. Well, Rebecca,
I just love her to pieces.
If you ever come back to visit Peoria or the Midwest, you need
St.
Louis, you need to touch base with Emily so that we can talk with you in person.
And she does. I know that she visits, she still has family in the area, and I've already reached out to her. I said, hey, when you are in town, can you just come a little further? And I'd love to have you on the show. Her spirit is amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'd love to have her on. So,
And the fact that she's inspired to maybe make, been stirred to help, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
And tell us more about what it is that you do.
that would be so cool.
Isn't it really awesome, Emily, this podcast and the reach it's been having?
Yeah. I like that people are embracing saying the word vagina comfortably. Like, let's just get it out there, everybody. Let's feel comfortable.
A vagina and clitoris, right? And clitoris and clitorally speaking. Yes, all those words. Yeah.
Yes. May 2019 bring more joy in saying these words with pride.
I thought you were going to say May 2019 bring more joy to your vagina.
Well, that too.
Is our
I
wish.
mean, who doesn't want that?
I
think everybody wants that.
all of our listeners want that. I don't think any of our listeners will say, "Oh no, not me. No happy vagina for me in 2019. I just want to be." No, they'll be like, "Yes."
Men and women alike.
I'll benefit with happy vaginas.
Right.
When the vagina's happy, everybody else is happy.
That's exactly
I don't know
right.
why that's so hard for guys to understand that, or for people to understand that. Make mama happy, then everybody else is going to be happy.
Right.
And
Right.
It doesn't require that much of attention.
It really doesn't.
No.
I mean,
And if you listen to our podcast, you will realize all the things that you should have been doing. That you've been making it harder on yourself than necessary.
Right. That's so true. Just give the vagina a little love, guys. Girls
Yeah.
know. Right. The girls know.
Yeah, I would hope
think.
so.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, this is I do not want to be offensive to anybody listening, but I would think that in a lesbian relationship, if you're bad with a vagina,
You might not be a lesbian.
you might not be a lesbian. I know when we make comments about men, like, bad lovers
Yeah.
or whatever, like, you know what to do with that kind of stuff. You almost like kind of expect it at some point,
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think in a lesbian relationship, maybe they'd be like even more disappointed if she's not good at sex.
Right.
Yeah, that's like a.
I mean, I've had the conversation with friends, like, guys who are with guys have to have it great because they have got similar sex drives. They know what to do with the equipment.
Yeah,
like all of that.
Yeah.
And so I could see how that would be awesome for men.
Yeah, but then again, they're men, and so somebody's going to not be very good at it, right? No, just teasing. It's the wine. It's the champagne.
yeah.
Not all. I mean,
Well, there's probably selfish lovers out there
I think
in the
that-
male-to-male relationship, just like there are in male-female
male, and
relations.
female. I bet you there's selfish
Right.
lovers there too.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think as a woman, if you're with a woman and she doesn't know what she's doing or she's really, really bad at it, that
Maybe-
would probably be like even more disappointing. It'd be like,
Yeah.
how could you not know how to take care of
Well,
this?
they could be new at it.
Well,
If they're
there's
new
that.
at it, then
Yeah.
you just have to like help them along.
Yeah,
You gotta,
yeah.
you gotta.
This is all complete and total speculation because I have no idea what I'm talking about. I can only like wonder, based on my own interactions
Experience.
with men, and yeah. So I'm not trying to offend anybody out there. With
Oh,
my,
well, of course not.
Yeah.
But
just speaking of offending,
uh-oh.
today driving home from work, I was behind a car that's license plate said MAGA. Make America Great Again.
Oh.
It was all I could do.
Oh.
I refrained from
Wow.
smashing the back. But their license plate, I mean, they went to the DMV and pay extra to have their license plate personalized that says MAGA.
You it's not like they're saying I'm a mega winner. I'm a
No,
mega.
it wasn't mega, MEGA.
Okay.
It was MAGA. MAGA.
Could their initials be MAGA?
I don't think so. I mean,
Mary Arnold, Gary Arnold. I mean, you never know.
MAGA, like you said,
you
Gaga, Lady Gaga, Lady MAGA. I don't know. It was like, it's unfortunate if it was, but I did not ram the back of the car. But I was like,
Well, did they have
seriously?
any bumper stickers or anything like that that was also indicating that was what they were saying with that?
No, there might have been like a 13.1 or something, like the running thing on the. I just was like, I can't believe this is in front of me right now, and I realize that some, my views are pretty apparent. And
Well, you know what? You are free to share your voice here.
It's my
right?
podcast.
This
It's
is
our podcast.
This is yeah.
I can say whatever I
We're
want.
here to be honest, be true, and
those
Yeah.
people that don't like it aren't going to listen to it, and that's fine. Whatever.
and you know what? Here's the truth of it. You know, our opinions don't always all have to match up to appreciate what we are doing, even though we might be a little bit more on the liberal side. I know that we have friends out there that are more on the conservative side, but yet there is still enough commonality between us as women, as people of the world, as, people who are wanting to see good conversations happen.
Right. No, I hear you.
That, there's still, you know what? I'm totally fine with the fact that there's difference of opinions. I just like for people to be able to step up, be open, let's have a conversation, let's be human and appreciate each other.
I have to say that this, not only that I was behind the MAGA license plate today, but today, recording, the day we're recording on, I saw a news article that the Supreme Court said that they were not going to hear the cases that had from the states that said that they could not fund Planned Parenthood in their states.
Oh.
So they had or make Planned Parenthood not able to be part of Medicaid and stuff like that. So the Supreme Court refused to hear those cases. So basically they're effectively dead. So that's a win for Planned Parenthood. And Kavanaugh was on the winning side. He sided with the people that said, no, we're not going to listen. We're not going to do these cases on Planned Parenthood.
Seriously?
Blew my mind. Yeah.
Isn't that staggering?
Completely and totally staggering.
Wow.
I was like, well, interesting.
Yeah. What do you make of that?
Do
Do you think that he's trying to
appease? I don't know. I can't. I don't want to speculate more than what I did by brief snippets and rating and stuff like that. So I don't, because I'm not. I have no other understanding yet, except that he did side because I think it was 6-3. It was 6-3.
Yeah.
And that was.
Well,
I was encouraged.
That makes
maybe the trauma of
yeah.
everything that he went through on the confirmation might have opened up some minds.
Well, that's encouraging news. I'm really glad to hear that, especially going into a new year and all kinds of things are possible. So that's really great to hear. Yeah.
All kinds of things are possible. But anyway, that was just some of my fun things today. Because I'm feeling so much joy in my life. That we referenced earlier.
New Year.
Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Happy holidays. I have my whole family almost going to be at the house this year. My mom is coming in, my brother and his family. My kids are coming home.
Oh, it's so wonderful.
My mom's partner, Gary, and their dogs. It was just going to be a nice full house for about a week, and then everybody will leave.
Yeah.
And it'll all be great. So
what are your New Year's plans?
Oh, I'm spending it with you, Emily. Did you not realize that?
Well, I have ideas for us.
Okay.
So what we should do is take one more break and refresh our glasses.
Okay.
And then we should talk about this new year and what's in store for Clitorally Speaking, what's in store
Right,
for
because
us.
we need to mention our upcoming live show.
That's right. That's right.
Crazy fun coming up.
I know. We've got some events coming up we want to invite you to.
Yeah.
Let's just...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's take a break because I obviously didn't drink enough this time because I got to catch up to you. All right.
Yeah. Cheers. So the symphony has a New Year's event.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and Heidi, who's going to be coming on?
Oh, that's right.
You're gonna be-
That we're going to meet
she's
her. No, are we
next
meeting
week. We're getting together for a
this
thing.
Saturday?
Right.
No,
Or
no,
next
that's
week.
Yeah,
We're getting together with her for a beverage, and then
Heidi.
she's going to
next
be on
week.
the show.
Right, but we were meeting Michelle Saturday, the wine girl.
Thursday.
No, not Thursday.
Friday. Oh, so it's the different. Something like that. Okay, anyway.
Anyway.
We've got people we're meeting.
Friday, I have my party.
Party.
Saturday, I've got Meet Heidi at 5.
Okay, so that's right. So anyway, she's she's the associate concertmaster at Powell Hall at the Symphony. She's performing for the New Year's Eve concert, and they do this whole like champagne thing. It's a big deal. I thought that would be a really fun way to bring in the new year.
21st.
Yeah,
Friday the 21st.
yeah. We're
is
doing
Michelle.
Oh,
the wine person.
that's right. And then Heidi is next week.
Heidi is Saturday at 5
Okay,
at
perfect.
your house.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
She's
of you
lovely.
YouTubers out there, now
She's
you know our
lovely.
schedule.
I know.
Now you know it.
We
But thankfully,
record in
this will
advance.
be like, aired after we do all that, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, we
Life.
time it out.
Yeah.
So anyway, she's lovely. I'm really looking forward to you meeting her.
I am too, definitely.
Such a beautiful person.
We are so blessed in St. Louis with all the phenomenal women to
Okay,
choose
so
from.
should we get tickets for the Powell Hall thing?
Let's talk about how much it is and stuff, and
Oh, it'll be.
it'll be comp.
Oh, we should work on that. Why don't we work on that? Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, let's talk about it.
we're kind of a celebrity here.
Mm-hmm.
You've made it when people that you're friends with or whatever, and they're like, "Oh, you mentioned this on your podcast."
Dang.
It's like you were talking about this on your podcast. And I was like, "Oh yeah, I did."
I got my first. We've got an inquiry from a wine producer that wants to reach out to us,
My sister's
and then
reviewed it.
I got an inquiry from a fashion designer
Oh, really?
today.
Nice.
Because of the podcast?
I don't know.
Oh, no, probably not.
I don't know, but
Couldn't hurt.
right? Yeah.
I'll do it on my podcast.
So hey, I'm excited.
Yeah,
It's where I want to be going with things too, so it's perfect.
fantastic.
It aligns with our goals. Yeah. So
What wine producer?
Scout and Cellar.
From around here.
yeah,
Cool.
yeah, they do like organic, kind of their whole things, clean crafted wines is their. So
As I tip this glass back, I'm ready for another one. Top us up. Bartender.
it's good stuff.
Is there enough for
Yeah.
a swallow
Oh, of course.
or two?
Yeah.
That's really good.
I know, it's beautiful. I love this stuff. Jason started carrying this for me because I tasted this and loved it. I was like, Jason, can you
Get
get
it.
this? And he's now stocking it. Yes.
Have you had an opportunity to go there and it be out? There's none there because other people have bought it?
I haven't been there for several weeks.
You've been sick.
Right.
Did you not go to the Burgundy tasting the other day?
I did not go to the champagne tasting.
Well, no.
If that gives you any perspective
You didn't go
as to
champagne-
how I
but,
feel.
But our friend from the Burgundy group.
I did go to that.
Okay.
Yeah. I wasn't feeling
Aren't those
awesome,
good?
but I did go.
And those are very low carb. And they have big bags at Costco.
Do they?
Big bags. And you can eat the whole thing. You just sit there watching a couple episodes of.
I don't belong to Costco, and I'm pretty sure I'm fucking up on that.
Sam just declared for everybody.
There's a bit of a dedication to go there.
Yeah.
It's a process.
That's
you
true.
know.
Because I don't think that I have the wherewithal to plan far enough ahead to make a trip. It's like
Well, are
I
they
go to
just
Schnucks because I'm hungry now.
Yeah, and there's just two
Right.
of you in your house, right? Okay, so I'm a member of Costco, of course, because I had all these children that
Bulk.
were at home, bulk. And I still have kept my Costco membership, and maybe Costco will sponsor us now that I've mentioned it 5 times on this video. But I have family coming, like I said, for the holidays. So I'm like, I know where I'm going to get, because I'll be cooking for everybody, because I'll be cooking for more than just 2 people at Costco.
Well, I am a Costco fan. One, they have this supersized wine glass. I want us to go get a photo with that
Okay,
wine glass.
yeah,
We need
yeah.
that wine glass. It's human size.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we'll wear our own shawls.
We need that wine glass for our
Still.
show. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's that. The other thing is the wine buyer for Costco has become like one of the powerhouses in the industry. It's a
Really?
woman,
Okay.
which I
We
would
need
be
to try to get
very
her.
interested in getting her on the show. Yeah. And I mean, I'm telling you what, from what I understand, and I could be totally speaking out of terms here, but from what I've
but it doesn't matter. We're
heard
just recording for
in the
YouTube.
industry is that, you know, when she came into the field, like she didn't know a lot about wine, but she totally stepped
Like
up
me.
and learned. And man, I mean, I'm telling you what, they're one of the biggest buyers out there. And and I love going to Costco to see what they have in their wine selection. I mean, we usually stock up pretty heavily when we go. So yeah,
So we need to make sure on our next segment we hit on the live show
live show. Yep.
coming up.
Yep. Yeah. And then Sam's going to talk about his holiday
A
memories.
quick.
Give you a holiday memory.
We could talk about the live show, and we're trying to work with Sam. Oh, is that bring him up? Yeah. Sound good?
Okay.
Do you know? Are you bringing us in? Do you know what we're doing?
Sure. I can bring us
Okay.
in.
Let me get one more cough out. Hold on.
All right.
I feel like for the longest time I was like, is this what consumption is? Do I have consumption?
Of course. I have consumption. It's dramatic.
I know. Yes.
I'll just go sit over here.
Yeah, do.
I won't talk until you ask me.
You can talk. You're welcome to.
All right. So Emily has distributed the remainder of this bottle into our glasses.
Equally. And you know, there
Equally.
is a third glass.
There's
I
a
don't know
third
if
glass.
everybody
So that's
knows
kind
this.
of, that's
Yeah.
impacted a little bit, but we do take care of our audio engineer. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, happy Hanukkah, all of the things right now today, and in the food and the champagne that we're sharing with you, our dear Sam,
Yeah.
who has grown to love us like
It's because we give him alcohol.
You have wined your way to my heart.
Oh,
and you're right, and now we just add some cheese on top
I
of
like
it.
that.
Yeah.
Wind your way to my
Wind.
heart. I like it.
We are his favorite podcast.
How
here
many
at Shock
podcasts
City.
do you produce? Or not produce, but like, do your thing.
It varies a little bit, but probably at any given time, like 8-ish, something like
Wow.
that. Yeah. Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That many podcasts happen here in St. Louis
Yeah.
that are being produced here.
Yeah. There's a lot.
That's a lot. There should be like a podcasters convention, a St. Louis
Oh.
podcasters.
that's
That
a
is
great
the most
idea.
podcaster thing to do is go talk to other podcasters.
Maybe we should put that together.
Yeah.
Like literally speaking
not?
podcasters convention.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. That'll be a lot of fun. Because we're not doing anything else. We don't have any other objects or projects going on.
No other events.
No other events. You haven't been contacted by a fashion designer.
Yeah.
We haven't been asked to review wines by somebody. Yeah.
Right.
So I mean, I'm free in
2020?
August 2023.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. No,
But-
we're very open. We're very excited about these various opportunities.
If we're supposed to put on a podcasters convention, it will
I love it.
present
I love the
itself,
idea.
present
Yeah.
itself to us, and it'll be like it'll be one of those like we can't not do it.
Yeah.
I
I think it's a grand idea. Something that we are doing
Yes,
is a live show.
a live show. That's right.
Yeah.
At 50/50 Kitchen on Wednesday, January 30th.
Yeah. So this is a really
that's,
cool
like,
space in
very
St.
exciting.
Louis. They're very supportive of the arts. They love to showcase artists. They love to showcase musicians.
And on Wednesdays, they usually do this thing called Fierce Females, which why we fit right in on it. And they have it could be an author that they highlight that day, or it could be a musician or an artist or textiles or whatever. But it's usually like the theme is Fierce Females.
Yeah.
Fierce Females. And so they asked us if we would do a live broadcast or a live show, because we don't really broadcast a podcast.
yeah.
Because that's
But we record and
but we would
re-release.
record and we
There
would have
it
a live
is.
studio audience.
Yeah.
Somebody, in addition to Sam, who's our live studio audience every time we record here. But so that I'm looking forward to it. And we have Emily and we're working on our guest list and trying to get all of those things sorted out. And I'm sure.
But all of you are welcome.
Oh my God!
You are all
if you're
welcome.
local and you're close by,
even if you're not local,
I mean, if
and you want to come,
if Rebecca from Georgia wants to come up and watch us do the show, she's more than welcome. But of course, we will be recording it on video as well. For our watchers out there, our YouTube subscribers.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm definitely gonna get something new to wear. It'll be black.
Yeah.
It'll be slimming.
Same.
I'll wear like a signature piece of jewelry or a scarf or something to add some special color.
I was thinking I could maybe be in like a one-piece like flexible bodysuit, like head to toe black, so that I can just hang out in the corner and nobody sees me, but I'm on stage.
And then you
still.
can slide
Like
in and out to get your glass of wine.
But you be black.
Yeah,
exactly. Or I could wear a green one and then we can green screen me.
Oh yeah.
And when I slide in for my glass of wine,
all you see is like the wine
the ocean
glass.
or something.
Oh, the ocean.
Yeah, is on my arm.
I have a friend that has a green screen, so we could just do that anyway and put the green screen behind us, and
that's a good idea.
And we could be wherever we want to be.
So there's a great meme I saw earlier this week, and it's this. The difference between a man and a woman getting noticed in the workplace. And the man is just like, dressed kind of how you are, Sam, right now.
Mm-hmm.
You got the sweatshirt zip up and the black pants and t-shirt underneath. Like very typical what a guy wears, right? And the woman's wearing like
typical Emily.
Flashy, huge dress that looks like a butterfly, So that's going to be me.
Of course. Emily will have the butterfly dress. And then I'll be like, I wore my slippers because it's close to home. Yeah, I know.
And I walked here.
I Ubered here because I knew I would have a little bit more to drink because it's a live show and I definitely need to, be ready for everybody. Yeah. Oh my gosh. It's going to be fun. And I'm just very, very excited about the support from 50/50 Kitchen.
Yes. And from you, all of you, please, whoever wants to come join the party, we'd love to have you there and love to hear from you.
Yeah. And if you have something you want us to talk about or, highlight or anything like that during that time frame, during the show. Oh, I got
champagne.
Champagne. I've got like 3 sips left. And, please email us. We have our email address, clitorallyspeakingpodcast@gmail.com, or just visit our website, clitorallyspeakingpodcast.com. And you can leave us a message there, or you could always leave us a voicemail like Rebecca did, and that number is 81.
I love that.
I know. I'm going to give our listeners that number, which of course is in our show notes and on our website, but 812-727-0794.
So earlier, before we took many breaks ago.
Yeah, before we took a few sips.
We asked Sam, we're like, hey, what's your Christmas memory? And he had to think about it a bit. And
Sam is Jewish, so we needed to actually rephrase that.
Yeah, and I was like, what is this Christmas you speak of?
Oh, when you have a tree in your house and everybody gets like a presents on that day and I'm not. Yeah, okay, thanks for bringing it up. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't get Hanukkah off at school, but everybody gets Christmas off. What's up with that?
My dad's side of the family is Catholic. So I kind of grew up getting the best of both worlds. We did Christmas and Hanukkah. Yeah.
Yeah, a friend of mine's the same way.
Yeah.
Her ex-husband was Catholic and she's Jewish, and the kids were raised Catholic, but they also celebrated the Jewish stuff too.
Yeah, I'm like the opposite of that.
You were raised Jewish because
you were raised Jewish.
The mothers.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
okay.
Yeah, it's usually the mother's side.
Usually follow mother's
So
side.
I have a Jewish question for you.
Okay. Oh, geez. I hope I know.
Well,
I can't share. You've been asking me, has your mom listened? And now she's not going to be able to if I screw this up. So I hope it's not too hard.
You're going to be like, no, Mom, I'm not on that. I'm not on that show.
Yeah, that wasn't me. That was another Sam.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you my question before we get to your favorite memory. Okay. So, I've heard the story of Lilith forever. And of course, us being clitorally speaking and women who celebrate other women and feminism and all these things, Lilith is this character that has been in and out of various religious stories and has taken on different contexts throughout centuries and so forth. It's a woman who is associated in a demonic way, but also a woman who is associated with freedom and liberation, all these things. From my understanding, Lilith really came into being through Jewish folklore. Is that, are you familiar with this?
So you're asking him a Jewish question and a feminism, a feminist history, mythology
Welcome
question.
to the table,
And
Sam.
I felt silly asking about what Uncle Vanya was on our last podcast. All right. So Sam, if you want to just say I give up and I can't even
I'm
answer
just
that.
about to give up. I don't know
You
that I have
thought
anything
Lilith was a
constructed.
musical festival. I thought it was. It's a Lilith fair, right?
Yeah.
That was
But
like,
it's
oh, yeah.
celebrating. It is celebrating Lilith.
I had no
Right.
ideas. Please,
Oh, really?
I have not lost
didn't
my
know that.
feminism card because I didn't know that Lilith was more than the
Okay,
music
I'm
festival.
just curious. I didn't know.
I really genuinely don't know.
All right. I'm going to share my stupidity now, okay? Just so that everybody feels better. So, it's been a very long time since I read the Bible.
Oh, it's
Okay.
been a long time
Right?
here too.
Very long time.
Yeah.
And I was at a church a few weeks ago for a concert. And I was waiting for the concert, and then
because you were performing.
No, I actually was going to
Attending?
view a concert. Yeah, and so there were Bibles in the pew, and I brought it out and I opened it up. I was like, started reading it. I was like,
I don't
fresh
have anything
take,
to do.
time for a fresh take on this
Right,
thing,
yeah.
I got terrible Wi-Fi in here, so I might as well read the
Instagram
Bible.
is not refreshing.
And right away it starts out with creation, and
That's usually how the
know.
Bible starts. I mean, every version of the Bible that I have looked at always starts with
with
Genesis.
creation,
I'm
right.
just saying that's
Right.
consistent, right,
It's
Sam?
consistent.
It is.
Yeah.
In ours too. Yeah,
the
in all
Jewish
of them.
Bible
Uh-huh.
too. It always starts with Genesis.
But here's where I was dismayed.
Oh no!
I know, because going
This
to
is a
Adam and
holiday
Eve.
version
Here
of our
we go.
podcast, and so it's good. We're going to talk about the
Let's
Bible.
talk theology.
Let's talk theology. Yeah. Oh, I'm not uncomfortable.
Yeah.
However many years of Catholic school I went to, yeah, I'm not uncomfortable at all with this. How strong are the walls? We're not going to get. This is a cathedral and a church of some sorts here at Chalk City Studios.
Yeah, totally.
But we're not going to get lightning bolted.
I don't think so.
From, I'm hoping. Fingers crossed.
You know what?
Put it out there, Emily.
I unfortunately did not grow up in a church. I was the kid that went to all the churches with my friends because I was interested. I found it very intriguing, but I did not grow up in a church. So anyway, I'm reading about Adam and Eve, and I was like, where's Lilith? I seriously have heard the stories about Lilith being the first wife of Adam who rejected being controlled by man and and was kicked out because she wanted a life of her own, right? And then I started doing some research on it because I was just curious, where's Lilith, and so that's when it came in, as I was doing research, oh well, she's really came from Jewish folklore. So,
and I can see where the Catholic or the Christian male,
independent woman, scratch that.
Yeah, fuck that. But, and we're
Right.
going to make Mary Magdalene a prostitute on top of it, because we're not going to have any. The only woman we're going to revere is the Virgin who gave birth to
Right.
Jesus.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's
So curious.
yeah.
Do you have any knowledge? What can you
No,
tell us?
to be perfectly honest, I heard so little about her because I did have some Jewish education going up. I went to Sunday school my whole adolescent life, and I went to synagogue, and we almost never talked about her. So I'm not sure if it's sort of fallen out of common discussion in our tradition, or if I just don't know, or
Yeah.
But
Is she looked on negatively?
I feel like that's the sort of general impression I get, but I don't know.
You're letting us down. You're not able to.
I know.
You're not able to represent.
Well, that was
the
a really
entire-
tough first question.
You were like, please, just give me my freaking Christmas holiday, damn it.
Why are there 8 things on the menorah? That's where you're supposed to start with.
Well, that one I know.
Yeah, I know.
He's like, I got that one handled.
I want to know about Lilith.
But this obscure reference to music festival in the Jewish faith, we would like more.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm Jewish, like I'm sarcastic and stuff like that. That's how I'm Jewish.
Okay, got it. Got it. All right. Well, let's bring you back to more comfortable territory. Let's talk about one of the greatest holiday memories that you have.
Okay.
A second to this podcast.
Yeah, so distant number 2 that I've got from my growing up. So my family thinks they're funny. And
since your family doesn't listen to this podcast,
yeah.
You can say whatever, right?
And so sometimes, some years, we decide to collectively play like a joke on one person. Like if somebody will give and I can't believe they haven't done it to me yet because I'm terrible about this, but if you don't give like a good enough suggestion, like if you give kind of you're not open with what gifts people should give you.
Oh, so like your list isn't, you're like, whatever
sucks.
You feel is okay.
Oh.
I mean, I have everything.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Yeah, so
And so that makes you liable to be pounced on a little bit.
Okay.
And so one year I remember, this is probably like 10 years ago. I've got lots of great memories from being a little kid, but none of those are funny because I just got Nintendos and stuff. But one year my grandpa decided we asked him, what do you want? And he said, totally genuinely, by the way, he said, shampoo. And this is a little like 5'4" man with not that much silver hair left. And he says, yeah, shampoo. I want shampoo. And so my grandma orchestrated what I think in her mind was a grand prank. And she was like, let's all just get him shampoo. We're all going to just get him shampoo. And you can get him a real gift too, but just make sure we get him shampoo. And we're going to give him shampoo first, and then he's going to think that he just got shampoo, and that'll show him. And next year, he'll think of better gifts. And so the tradition in my household is my brother and I, being the 2 youngest in the family, you like we would always all bring our gifts and put them around the fireplace or whatever, our Hanukkah gifts, and then we pass them out and everybody sits in a big circle. Are you
the one that passes it out?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I still am because I guess I have to have a kid and then wait 6 years until they can read.
Okay.
So I'm stuck doing this for at least another 10 or 15 years, just passing out the presents. And we all sit in a big circle and this is getting a little sidetracked, but we're the family that watches every single person open a gift, and we all talk about every gift.
Yeah.
And we say, I got that one at JCPenney's, and I thought it would go good with your jacket that I know you've got because I saw it on Facebook. Remember in July of 2017 when you went to Paris and that picture?
Gosh.
Oh, yeah. So gift giving takes a long time. But anyway, so we passed all the gifts out, and then my grandpa opens his first shampoo, and everyone's like, and then
was he genuinely pleased?
Well, it took a long time. This is a slowly unfolding joke because we go around in a circle and do one gift at a time, and then it comes back around to you, and you open your second gift. So then he gets another shampoo.
And how many people are in this circle of gifts?
There's like probably 6 gift givers.
Okay.
Some are couples or families or whatever. And so to fast forward, at the end of it, he's sitting there with 6 bottles of shampoo. And my grandma, who's terrible at secrets, she says, I'm going to try to get the quote right. She goes, oh, looks like that's all you're getting. With this like demonic laugh. It's like, Grandma, I think you may have ruined the joke.
Oh.
You hit it a little too on the nose there. And then, of course, we all gave him like his real gifts.
Right.
And I was like, well, we should have at least followed through and just only got him shampoo.
Right.
That's what he wanted.
Yeah.
That's
like the good stuff. We could have,
Yeah.
we get
Good
him only
shampoo.
Pantene, and it's going to last him until 2024.
Not that suave dollar bottles. Yeah. This story of yours has prompted another memory of mine that happened when I was married. And my ex-husband's mom, she loved to give presents. And, she would always make sure if she had 5 for you, she'd have 5 for the next one.
Oh, yeah.
And so there was a lot of kids, a lot of, when I married into the family, Christmas was like 21 people,
Wow.
and we always had Christmas ourselves. And I remember it was not our year to go down to Mississippi to have Christmas with them. So it was our year we were home. So our Christmas presents were sent up to us. And I remember sitting on the floor in the house and opening up my present from my mother-in-law. She was my mother-in-law then. She's my ex. She's since deceased. And I opened it up and I was like, oh my God. She gave all of her daughters-in-law and her daughter matching G-strings.
No.
From Victoria's Secret.
Oh.
I was like, oh my God, I closed it. And my husband at the time, he's like, don't ever wear that. He's going to be like, because I'm only going to think that my mom bought that. And then I thought, I'm just so glad that I wasn't in Mississippi opening up the present with everybody watching.
God.
But then I also laughed because I knew that all the other daughters-in-law
Had the
and her
same
daughter all
experience.
received the same one. And part of me was like, oh, I wish I could have seen their faces.
Yeah, with children around and everything.
Children around.
Did she have a coupon or something
I
for
have
like
no
buy
idea.
one get one
I have
G-strings?
no idea.
Yeah, it's like you buy 5 for $25 kind of thing.
Yeah, and
right?
it was a very pretty G-string from Victoria's Secret that has never been worn.
Oh.
Never been worn.
We should make
Well, no, I'm not going to wear it.
We should make a point though to find the wine that is that G-string.
It'll probably have to be something Southern.
Okay.
Something Southern, yeah. It's
Something-
just funny.
Something Southern you don't actually want to drink.
I'm not going to wear the G-string. I probably have given it away. I mean, I'll look in my.
You could sell that thing. A vintage G-string?
I mean,
I mean, it is like a piece of dental floss. It's really. I was like, seriously, red and black. I mean, it was just funny. And my ex-husband, don't ever wear that.
seriously, I would
Yeah.
think he'd be
No, because
because
he would just think about his mother, and I really don't want to be wearing that and have him think about his mother
Well,
when
it's not
we're
like
supposed
his
to
mother
have.
was wearing them.
No, but his mother picked it out. That's what he would be thinking. That my
That
mom
is
picked
kind
that
of
out,
interesting.
and now we're trying to, no.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm turned off.
It's a very strange thing for a mother-in-law to buy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was. She also gave me Mothers Against Drunk Driving cookbooks. So, I mean, there you go.
Wow.
What? I fail to see how those things could possibly correlate.
Yeah, I just, she needed to get to 5 gifts.
Oh my God.
So she went and,
I want to be inside her mind for a moment, you know?
I mean, I don't want to speak ill of the deceased, but I mean, she had some quirks.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. So I had these amazing great aunts that were the most incredible gift givers. My family was always like, they thought that the gifts were strange and couldn't quite figure it out. But I think I'm cut from the same cloth as these ladies because everything they gave me I thought was just magical and amazing. These are the same aunts that turned me on to, like, when I was, oh my gosh, probably 7 or 8, they gave me a Fred Astaire movie for, Christmas, or, amazing. They've really opened up my mind with regards to culture and art. And, it's fantastic. Yeah.
Well, I did not get you a Fred Astaire movie. And thankfully, Emily did not get me a G-string. So,
Wait a minute. Do you know that?
So
we're
what did you
even.
get me?
So, Sam, we got your own Lilith doll, your Lilith bobblehead, to put on the.
And she's
Is that my
wearing
Mr. January gift?
Yes.
January.
And she's wearing a G-string.
All right.
Oh my gosh. So anyway,
All right.
we'll wrap this up,
yes.
and we'll again put out on our website information about our upcoming live show, January
Yes.
30th. Like us, subscribe, tell your friends, write a review, leave a review. And we are on so many platforms that, like Apple Podcasts. I know we're on Google Play. It is so hard to follow everything, but I know that you guys are listening, or we know that you guys are listening, and we do appreciate it. And we want to say Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa. Happy winter solstice that's coming up.
We're just really wishing you the best wishes for this season and this upcoming year. And we're really looking forward to hearing more from you and growing our community of clearly speaking listeners.
Keep the comments coming. Like us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. And visit us on our website, clitoralspeakingpodcast.com. But until then, find yourself a glass.
Yes.
Find yourself a bottle of the best bubbly you can find.
Goodness, yes.
And
And
open
welcome
it up
in this new year.
and have yourself a couple glasses.
Absolutely.
And
Cheers. We love
to
you.
Cheers.
Happy New Year.